Hey, what's up, Crazy Gamer fans? Another hurricane season review of a power bank. This is the one that I gave my wife. It's by Anker, or Anker, that's how I want to pronounce it. I have a larger one of their power banks. I use some of their USB chargers, and they're fantastic products. I mean, I can't say enough good things about Anker. So I reached out to them and said, "Hey, I need a small power bank, can I do a review of it?" They said, "Sure," sent me one out. So let's take a look at it. This is the PowerCore Plus Mini. Little booklet here. And I have opened this and tested this. So it normally comes in a little protected bag. But here it is, about the size, a little bit bigger than a women's lipstick. And then we got a little mesh bag. I noticed that they send a lot of mesh bags out with their power supplies, which is power banks, which is nice, And then you got the micro USB charging. So let's take a look. Here we go. It's got Smart IQ. It's got a power button. It's got input. It's got 5-volt, 1 amp output. It claims to be, get my notes here. It claims to be 3,350 milliamp hours. More on that in a minute. This is the model A1104. Weighs about 3 ounces. It does roll. It is round. Cost a little less than $15. You can get these on Amazon or from Anker directly. It has an input of 5 volts. 1 amp it says, but it charged. It had a weird charging cycle. I'll get that in a minute. But it does have a 5-volt output. And we're going to check that on my USB UM34C. Plug that in. Press the button. And then we'll put a load on it with my LD25. And then let's go to... So right there at 5.7 volts, we're going to put 850 milliamp load on it. Go ahead and crank it up. Crank it up here. Crank it up. Get to an amp, which is in specs. I'm not going to take it out of specs. So there it is, 1 amp. Drawing 1 amp off of it. So, draws 1 amp like it says. Back this back down to 85. So that's that. So take a look at this here. Then it's got, it reads it as an Apple 1 amp. It's got the 2.06 volts on the plus data pin and 2.75 volts on the negative data pin. So I discharged this. It arrived with 200 milliamps of charge, so it was pretty dead. Had 200 milliamp hours of charge when I received it, and I discharged it at 750 milliamps. It did shut itself off in power to protect mode, and then I proceeded to charge it through this one. This is the 24 or 25C, UM25C. This is just a power meter log, so I charged it through that, and it started off at 800 milliamps. And then it gradually stepped down. It went to 750, then 10 minutes in, 725, then 40 minutes in, 675, an hour in, 650, 2 hours, 625. And at the 4-hour mark, it was down to 475. And at the 5.5 hour mark, it was down to 275 milliamps. So it charges up and then it gradually slows down so it can really pack out the battery. And surprisingly, when it said 3,350 milliamp hours, I tested the Jackery and I was like, yeah, this isn't going to happen. But it came out to 3,242 milliamp hours. So it's within excuse me, that's within the specs of the percentage of these batteries that are in here. So that's pretty good. It was only off by 108 milliamp hours. When you're charging your phone, you're not going to get that back out because you're charging at 5 volts and the milliamp hours are off the 3.7 volts of the battery. This is an 18650 battery cell. Excuse me. This is a fantastic USB power stick. You're going to get 2 charges on an iPhone 5 out of this. You're going to get a 6 Plus. You're going to get a full charge, maybe a little bit extra. You're going to get 50% on a smaller iPad. I give this to my wife. She's going to carry it around. It's lightweight. It's only 3 ounces. It's a little bit bigger than a lipstick. It's got the nice mesh bag. You put your cables in there. You put your cables in. You get your little charging cable, and then we get these little 6-inch iPhone charging cables, or 12-inch iPhone charging cables. We tuck it in the bag, those in our purse. She's good to go. So if you're looking for a small power bank for just to carry around to have an extra charge or two on your phone, these Ankers, they're fantastic. One more thing on the charge. It did take 6 hours to charge it. Yeah, it took 6 hours to charge this from completely flat to full charged, and it shut itself down. It charged up. The light's orange. It turned green and it shut down. The light blinks different. Starts blinking when it's dead, but it will stop itself. So it's got overcharge protection, over discharge protection. It does have short circuit protection. So that is the Anker PowerCore Plus Mini, model number A1104. It is the closest of the ratings out of power banks I've been testing. There'll be more reviews on larger ones that have, it says 3,350 milliamp hours. You're going to get 2,000, something like that. But to get 3,242 on the charge and on the discharge at 5 volts was 2,998 on the discharge at 5 volts. So that was fantastic. For having one 18650 battery, which is I assume what's in here, that's pretty good. So it's a great product. It gives a good stable charge. I recommend it. I give it 4 out of 5 stars. I don't like the fact that it's round. I like a blockier design, so it when you're just moving it around, it stays put. It doesn't roll. I know when the cables is charging, it's not going to roll, but I like it not to roll. But other than that, it's fantastic. I'm gonna let my wife use it. I feel safe her using it, and I feel that it's gonna, charge her phone when she needs it. All right, well, that's it for this review. There'll be more reviews coming out. So for Crazy Gamer Games, I'm the Crazy Gamer. You have a great day.